So we had another question around risk diversification and how does that work? Kind of manifests itself in many different ways. The companies that we bring into the group, they're not high risk companies in our view anyway. These tend to be mature companies. They have pretty predictable revenue and profits, and we're not betting on them being unicorns in the future. What we're betting on them doing is doing this year what they did last year. And as long as companies do that, now obviously we hope there'll be the organic growth as well, but we're not dependent on growth for these companies for it to be successful for MBH. So that's one of the ways we mitigate the risk. The other ways that we mitigate risk is around having different industry verticals. We acknowledge the fact that industries go through cycles, and by having diversification, we're protected a little bit against that. We're also protected geographically. So it's very much our strategy. Right now, we're quite heavy in the UK. That's by accident rather than by design. It just happens to be the companies that have come through the pipeline. There tends to be more in the UK. But you'll see over the coming years, we add companies in the US, in Canada, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand. And that diversification is another risk mitigation. And then we also have the risk mitigation on a case-by-case basis with companies. When they join the group, they need to do at least 80% of their last year's EBIT in their first year with us. Otherwise, we reserve the right to unwind the deal. Now, that would be a worst-case scenario. We wouldn't look to do that, but it just gives us and it gives you that sort of ultimate protection that in the worst case, if a company kind of falls over for whatever reason or has a very bad year, or maybe it could be bad luck, it could be bad management, but we reserve the right to reverse that deal, and that really de-risks it completely for all of us as investors.